So of all those words and phrases that we have thought about over this last year, do any of those strike you as being especially poignant for you as you return to the local church?
The one that is sort of front and center for me right now is in a negative way is getting back to normal
Oh,
or getting back to the way things were. Um, and because I think that's a dead end, it's almost heartbreaking that, and I recognize the impulse. I recognize, the nostalgia. I recognize, the frustration with how unsettled and how different everything has become. And I want to honor that and recognize that. But I also, I don't think we need to get back to the way things were. I don't think we need to get back to normal. And certainly not in the church. And I think that's true both at the institutional level, but also at the local church level, especially. And so, St. John's is still in process of reemerging from the pandemic. And so they'll probably still be in process when I get there. And so that phrase in particular of getting back to normal or getting back to the way things were, has a lot of tension for me. Like I said, I honor the impulse and I recognize where that's coming from, but I also would so like for us to see where we are being called to be now. That might look different, might look similar in a lot of ways. We'll probably be able to sort of draw the thread from how we got where we were to where we are going, but we're not going to flip a switch and everything's going to be the way it was January 2020.
yeah. I know that if I remember your story correctly, you were a military kid, right?
Mm-hmm,
And moved
mm-hmm.
around a lot.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I remember thinking about that because I lived in the same house until I left to go to college. And I only moved rooms like once, I think. And so that house, and we had it in our family until I was 30 something after my parents died. But the last time I was there, it's not the same. The brick is falling off. The soffits are creaking, and it's not what it used to be. And I never want to go back.
Mm,
you know
yeah.
and to me, I really resonate with the tension that's in that desire to know what I know and to be loved in that environment because the church is so important, and yet um, the courage that it takes to step out and know that God's going to do something different somewhere else in another way with the same sort of people.
Right.
and
Yeah.
And I was having a conversation this week with somebody I really admire and trust, and they were talking about the difference between safe space and brave space. And safe space is that we all need that to feel loved and known, and these are my people. But brave space is what really takes us into that notion of what is the desired, preferred future for God.
Mm-hmm.